Timeout instead, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. First down and 10 now for the offensive group. From the shotgun, it's Winston. Throw right side, caught by O.J. Howard. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd and 11. They'll run it now out of the gun. There goes Martin, first down and more. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. Possible run anticipation here as the D-line sandwiches together. They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
I'm getting the sense that Fletcher Cox is making offensive linemen want to take the week off when they have to play against him.
It's a regular routine for him, isn't it?
It really is. That play there, that's him all day long. Good luck trying to block him and keep him from disrupting your offense.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit from the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And Boswell's kick is good. So we've reached halftime here in the NFC Championship, as we will toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando. That's where we check in with Larry Ridley with our EA Sports halftime report. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. Out come the Eagles now as they'll go on offense first here in the third quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But this you're going to do that?
I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. And the tip there altered the ball flight, and it falls incomplete. It'll be second down.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion, and both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
10 yards still left on second down. Working from the gun, Wentz. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep 2 hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Now Wentz on third down. Going right side here, and that's complete. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Wentz to throw again. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Robert Ayers. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. Now Wentz on the bootleg. On the move to his left. Room here to run. And he'll be knocked down sideways. Pretty nice gain on the scramble. Gets him 12 yards.
The best quarterbacks that ever played the game all wanted to blend in with their teammates and be one of the guys. But sometimes you got to take modesty and put it aside. You're the franchise quarterback, the face of the team, and the guy that leads them to victory. You have to get down and protect yourself and not take hits like that.
The Eagles on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. From the gun, it's Wentz. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Bashaud Breeland. And the return stops just a little bit shy of midfield at the 48-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Here's Martin as they begin on the ground. Looking to find a lane, but he can't. Reined in at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Again, it's Martin. He'll get 3 up to midfield.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Go, just run, they're running. Left stop.
The Bucs on third down. They've been excellent. 6 for 7. This is 3rd and 7.
Let's go now.
And a 10th carry here for Martin. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. And he's just short. He got 6 of the 7 he needed, so that leaves a decision here on 4th and a yard. Here's Brian Anger now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get only a couple up to the 22.
But they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
So following the run, we'll see what they do here on third down. In motion right is Jeffrey. this is going to be incomplete.
And we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. With it is Jackson. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. They try to fire up the running game with Martin. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
They run again on first down, Martin. And he's going to be stopped at about the 37. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Here's Blunt, and an alley to run. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. And give him 17 yards that time, as that'll move the chains.
Whether it's what we call an even front or an odd front, and an odd front's real easy to figure out. If that guy is lined up over the nose of the center, typically that's an odd front defense. Odd number of people, meaning 3-4 versus the 4-3, which is an even front. You've got to control those guys in the middle. Whether it's the nose or the two defensive tackles in a 4-man front, if those guys can't get moved, you cannot run the ball in the middle of the field. And in that play, they were able to actually take care of business.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Second down following the run. They run it again with Martin. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. The offense on third down tonight, they've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. They're looking at third and a few inches. They'll run it. Here's Martin. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. One receiver to the left is Evans. Now they'll send a tight end in motion left. They'll try to throw now. Winston. And this is intercepted, but they'll say out of bounds. So very close to a turnover there in the end zone. Down this close to the goal line, first down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on first down in this situation because second down.
And he's in. Touchdown, Buccaneers. LeGarrette Blount taking it in from a yard out. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
The Eagles offense back out onto the field. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
Here's Smallwood as they begin on the ground. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
Wentz to throw on second down. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's third down.
I know our vantage point might be a little bit better way up here, but that looked like an ill-advised throw to me. I didn't see anything open, and this play just didn't look right from the beginning.
It did not. I thought he might get outside and just chuck it away. Dangerous pass, incomplete. To throw is Wentz. Going for the deep ball. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A big play there. 72 yards. And the Eagles get a score closer. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions, and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Now the Buccaneers offense gets ready to head back onto the field. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the number one thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action. Now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad.
Is that Woody
He would have
Hayes?
kept it on the ground.
Shift together here from the D-line. They run with Martin. He's been busy tonight. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. So the offense has it 1st and 10. Here's Winston. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Sidney Jones. That is the play they needed in a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
No doubt about it. They did what they had to do to give themselves a chance to get back into the game. They turned it over to the offense. They are now in charge.
Now they need to execute. They start the drive with Smallwood. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be second down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Now Wentz throwing on second down. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah.
Not an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Wentz going to throw. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Flush to his right. He can run for it, and he will. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And it'll be a turnover on downs. They start the drive with Martin. And he might have got this across midfield, not by much. They'll mark it down at the 49. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Winston gives to the tailback, Martin. And he'll get this down only to about the 46. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead them to 3rd down. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
Working out of the gun, Winston. And this is caught by Jackson. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Now Blunt. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Back to the ground. This time it's Martin. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
On 3rd down, Winston. He's got Evans. 23 yards on the play. Big hook up there. Forced to throw it on 3rd down. The connection's going to keep the drive alive and also keep the clock moving.
Yeah, and from a defensive perspective, didn't get a sack, didn't knock the ball free, didn't break up the pass. The clock keeps running on you. You're in a dire situation now.
Time for a break. Back with more in the NFC Championship game after this. And the D-line pinching together must be expecting the run. They give to Martin. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game. So now 11 yards to go for this offensive unit. It's 2nd down.
Ready? Watch easy. Flip. Watch easy. Ready?
Now a carry for Blunt. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. Ninth play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one down near the 15. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. And Boswell's kick is good. And that will stretch the lead up to 13. So they settle for just the 3 there, but clearly anything helps when you're trying to salt one away here in the 4th.
Without a doubt, I think a touchdown would have been the final nail. But 3 does give him some breathing room and lets him build up a little cushion.
And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Philadelphia getting set to take the field. On 1st and 10, here's Wentz. And nearly picked off there, almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down. I guess they're in a situation now, 4th quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted. And if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
Wentz now to throw. And he'll go out of bounds across the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. Now Wentz. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by George Iloka.
Obviously disappointing, but you had to go for broke here, down 2 scores. So that forced you to make